What's good, everybody in the building, man? We got a couple of packages in the building today. And today, guys, got some very unfortunate news about this guy right here. Without further ado, sit back, relax, enjoy the show. And yeah, let's go. Before we get that, I know the ASIC wave has been on the rise, so I've been picking up some ASICs left and right. Very affordable, very nice, and I've been rocking ASICs for over 10 years now at this point. I'm happy with the newer models. ASIC, Saucony, New Balance have been coming out with, and these in particular was some vibes to check out. This one in particular, this is the Kayano 14 white / Tai Chi yellow. It's got that like Power Rangers type of vibe going on, the yellow Power Ranger in specific. Very comfortable, very lightweight, very breathable, and I'm a dad now, so I can rock these and not have any shame in my game, you know, feel me? And I don't need the $400, $500 pair, even though I would appreciate to get my hands on a pair of the Marvel joints. Those were fire, specifically like that Silver Surfer, but you know, at the same time, I can rock with these right here. I like these now, and what I'm seeing is that back when ASICs was really popping as runners and all that, 2013 to like 2016, it was like the Gel Lyte 4s and the 5s and the 3s that were popping, which were the older models. And now as we fast forward like 10 years later, it's now those models from the 2000s and early 2000s and stuff like the Kayano 14, which I was thinking before, like there was number 14 is a long ways to go. Basically what I'm saying is these time has been changing. And what I'm saying is, being someone born in the 90s, I'll look back and be like, damn, Friday was a classic movie. But to someone like my little brother or the youngins these days, Friday, the movie Friday, I'll even put it this way. How I grew up like listening to like someone like Usher, right? I grew up listening to Usher. You know, Usher is still a current artist to me. But Usher to me is the equivalent to like the kids and the teens nowadays. To them, Usher is like what Marvin Gaye or like a Teddy Pendergrass or some old school R&B singer from back in the 80s is. Like Usher to me is current Usher to me. The kids these days, they're like Usher to them is like a Marvin Gaye. And what I'm saying is these back in 2013 would have been a little bit too current because we were rocking and wearing the Gel Lyte 4s, the Gel Lyte 5s, whereas now 10 years later, something like the Kayano 14, which has somewhat of a little bit more current feel and look, it's more in line with more current times, still is like an old school model. The Kayano 14 released in 2008, you see what I'm saying there? And then you got the Gel Lyte 3, which 10 years ago was popping, released back in 1990. So the Gel Lyte 3 for me is like what the Kayano is for the kids nowadays. You give them, maybe I'm taking too long, but I'm just trying to explain myself. Next up, we got another one. We won't go too much into it, but kind of like, you know, this one got that Silver Surfer type of vibe with it. Overall, it's nice, you know, it's clean. I like this one a little bit more. This one is definitely probably going on the feet ASAP Rocky. This one's a more of that overall metallic blue. Cream denim blue is the name here. I like them though, it's nice. It's very comfortable. I like the cell midsole, even though I, you know, give flack to Nike for overdoing it, but it is a nice little touch here with these bad boys as well. And these are very, very, very comfortable. I will leave a link down below in the description where you can grab, you know, ASICs like this and specific model of this colorway. I will leave links down below in the description if it's something that you may want to get your hands on. And these are currently going for 150 bucks and they're on ASIC. Like I said, I'll link them down below. I think these are both on ASIC. This one specifically I'm looking at right now. So check it out. Description will have these both linked. Last but not least, we have here this special guy right here. You see that box? Check it out, right? And that is, of course, the Jordan 1 Reimagined Black Toe. These were initially set to release, I believe, what, October 18th, I want to say. It's either 15th or the 18th, but I think it's October 18th. I'm just going to stick with that. And of course, this was a very special moment. It's since been pushed back to 2025. And there's two reasons why I think that's the case. One reason is ones have not been selling good at all. Every one that has released so far has been pretty much selling at 120 bucks. Before the shoe even releases. Look at the Midnight Navy. Look at the gold metallic Jordan 1 recently. Another one that went for like 120. I will say that the Mochas did fairly well. You feel me? But I think that Jordan brand has been seeing that and they don't want a shoe this good and the meaning behind it. They don't want to see that shoe hit something like that. It would be a very detrimental blow to just the brand itself, in my opinion. Maybe not. That's just something I'm thinking about, though, at least. And another reason, which could also make more sense in understanding, but if this was the initial plan, I just don't know why it was not the plan from the get-go. And we'll talk more about this shoe in particular, too, because this one's a little bit different from the Jordan 1 itself. However, with that said, in 2025, what is that? That's the 40th year anniversary of Jordan brand. But better yet, the Jordan 1, releasing in 1985. Jordan's rookie year is 84 to 85. And this being the actual shoe of that season, it being its 40th year around. So maybe they want to make it a bigger moment for this shoe and really bring it all the way out and make a statement with this one. That could make some sense. But with that said, this shoe actually, from what's been around town and been in the storylines, this is the Jordan 1 Reimagined Black Toe. And this is actually a shoe that was, there's a little bit of folklore, some tales going on back and forth. But Jordan himself, as you can see in this picture, and in several other pictures, actually wore the specific pair that we are showing here in some promotional like material. He was taking a photo with this, and he's had these overhanging on his shoulder. And you can see obviously the Air Jordan with no wing behind it, just Air Jordan straight up spelled out. But it's also been stated in his rookie season that he wore this particular shoe and gave it to a really close friend of his. And I'm checking now because I don't see it. And that statement has kind of held up because on here, on this particular pair, it says "My very best, Michael Jordan," scribbled in on the side, I guess kind of paying homage or inspired by that specific pair given to a friend. Now, of course, later on, you know, we had the pair that actually released with the actual Jordan, Air Jordan wing logo, but this was a pair at one point. Some people say sample pair, a pair that Jordan was wearing, but this is not the pair that, you know, actually released to the public, with the band being, you know, the first, and then of course the Chicago, and then the black toe. So it is basically like a sample that has been brought back. Hence the word, I guess, reimagined, if they would have maybe stuck with this. But it's a little bit different than all other reimagined out there for the fact that it's an actual shoe that just did not come out. Since then, of course, we have patent breads, we've had reimagined Jordan 4 breads, we've had white cements that are like an old or aged version, the same way the Jordan 1 Lost and Founds was like an aged version. But pretty much all those have been pretty much shoes that release with different materials or aged. This one is a shoe that was actually a sample at one time that has now officially dropped. Now we are going to see something very similar like that come with the Jordan 4 metallic, the black metallic. It's going to be very similar to the original model, but it will have a set of white laces. And I believe there's going to be some 3M going on within the shoe. Forgive me if I get that incorrectly, but it's going to be pretty much the original, but with a slight twist because Jordan used to rock it with white laces. Hence, though, with that said, this shoe is now set to release in 2025. And when I first held this, and I don't know the actual price point off the top of my dome. So looking on the internet right now, just looking straight up, because the answer is not fully out there. From what I'm seeing, the retail price point on this shoe was 180 bucks. That's what is being pushed out there from the media. But why I bring that up is because the material utilized on the red portion as well as the blacks, the white part is a little bit more like the regular version, but this black and this red has the actual texture and stiffness of what we see on those 85 highs. It literally looks a lot like it, as far as feels a lot like an 85 high version. So I was thinking, was this gonna be a shoe that was gonna retail for the $200 price point, but it seems that that's possibly not the case. 2 sets of laces in the red and black. I actually own the previous version of the black toe. Jordan brand actually sent it out to me. I want to say back in, it might be like 2006 or 16 or something like that. It's been a very, very long time. But you also have inside the packaging the actual promotional photos that we were once speaking of. So you actually have those other photos that Jordan was taking when he was doing his promotional run on the Jordan 1. And you see right here as well, this pair looks like he had the bread, and then right here you have the black toe. So he's going around, he's rocking it. And of course, later on, there was some changes where we got what we got now with, check out the wings right there. You can see it pretty much drawn out. Hopefully it's picking it all up. Yeah, it is. So that's dope. On the box it reads Air Jordan 1 Retro High OG White / Black Varsity Red Sale, size 8.5 of course. And like I said guys, I like the shoe. This was a shoe that I was gonna grab regardless of the fact of whatever that value was gonna be. But maybe that's the reasoning. They wanted to wait for that 40th year anniversary. It makes sense. Maybe the overall forecast of how the shoe's gonna be has been an issue. That part I just really don't know. It's kind of odd that they would push this shoe all the way to 2025 with it initially coming out in October, but maybe they want to do something very, very big for this particular shoe. We're just gonna have to wait and see. But with that said, overall, it's a very solid shoe. It's a very solid color. And I gotta remove Jordan because it keeps trying to focus in on Jordan's face, bro. That's that camera work for you. But overall, it's a very solid shoe, very solid materials. We are gonna do a full in-depth review on this. And unfortunately, we're gonna have to wait until next year till we even see this hit stores. With that said, I've seen a lot of people with them already. So I think personally, dragging that out is it could potentially hurt it even more. If I'm speaking from like Jordans and like from a Jordan brand perspective, like guys, you might not want to do that. Remember what happened with the Jordan 6 DMP? They pulled it and pushed it all the way out. I think till the following year as well. They had the Jordan 6 DMP. It was supposed to release and then they pushed it all the way to like February, or they did something like where they were just pushing it. That was due to COVID though at the time, I believe it was COVID. And the shoe itself just pretty much flatline because it was seen so much and talked about for so much, it just got dragged out. With that said, there's nothing that me personally is going to stop me from grabbing this shoe. This one is definitely going to be in the collection. Like this is not a just get it, pass on it. This is a instant cop. I own the previous pair, and when we do our full-on in-depth review, we'll make sure to show you guys a comparison of the two. But overall, it's a very solid shoe. It's better, in my opinion, than the previous pair. So I'm happy that they finally are bringing these bad boys back out because this is the shoe that all the other toes are really trying to copy. Yellow toe, UNC toe, bread toe, all those toes, this is the original toe, the black toe. You feel me? Stay tuned. Another black toe is releasing later on this year, and you might see it on the channel very soon. So yeah, guys, let me know you guys' thoughts and opinions down below in the comment section. As always, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all, and I'm gonna see y'all on the next one. I'm out. Peace.